Alright guys, what's up? Today I'm going to be showing you how to do the bench press with proper form. Alright, first of all, don't make fun of my fucking haircut. My brother gave me this shit, it looks awful, I know. Okay, so first off with the bench press, what I'm trying to do is I'm getting my mind where I'm trying to get my body in the most effective position possible to press the most amount of weight. And the first thing we're going to do here, if you notice, I got a couple of these bands that you can get online easy, pretty cheap, hooked up onto this bench because this bench is super slick. And whenever you try to dig into this bench, if you don't have something solid to dig into, you'll just slide all over the place. You can't fucking bench press shit. So, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna arch my upper back when I get down. And I'm gonna try to tuck my traps into the bench. Be like this. So here, I'll show you what it looks like. And you might need to walk yourself up with your feet to get it. Now I'm not talking a huge arch. I mean, you see those resurrection arches you see on Instagram, like those people don't know what the fuck they're doing. Just get a small arch in your upper back, that's all you need just to create the angle so you can utilize your chest a little bit. Get your lats engaged. All right, so you're gonna arch your upper back, tuck your traps into the bar. Now we're gonna talk about the grip. The thing about the grip is, the more narrow you grip the bench, the more stress it'll put on your elbow. The wider you grip it, there'll be more stress on your shoulder. And I like personally to put more stress on the elbow because I just think it's a little bit safer. You never hear anybody say, oh, I can't bench, I tore my tricep off my arm. But all the time you hear people say, I can't bench, I tore my pec or my shoulder, I threw my shoulder out, I can't bench. I mean, and whoever lifts the longest gets the strongest. I mean, you don't see a lot of 40, 50-year-old guys in there benching. It's because they probably been strong for the first 20 years of their life, you know? So, it might slow your progress a little bit at first, but once you get the form down, you get your triceps a little bit stronger, it'll pay off, especially down the road if you stay healthy. But okay, once you grip the bar, what you're going to do, you're going to want to squeeze it, and you're going to act like you're pulling it apart. What that does is, when you act like you're pulling it apart, it pinches your shoulder blades together. So you're going to act like somebody has their hand in the middle of your back like this, and you want to squeeze your shoulder blades on. And what that does is, here, I'm out like this, squeeze your shoulder blades. It already shortens that range of motion 2-3 inches. What you're going to do is squeeze the crap out of the bar and pull it apart. Squeezes your shoulder blades, keeps you tight. And your wrist, you want to keep your knuckles straight up and down like this. If you have them like this a little bit, or a little bit forward, whenever you get more weight on the bar, it's going to crush your wrist like that. You don't want that. If you're throwing a punch, you're not going to throw a punch like that. You want your wrist straight. So you go first, so it doesn't get you hurt. Second, that's how you deliver more force. So let me show you what that looks like. And whenever I grip with my thumb just a hair where the knurling starts. That knurling is that raised part on the bar right off of the smooth. So get the thumbs just off the knurling, squeeze the crap out of the bar, pull it apart, arch the back, tuck the traps in. And then you pull the bar, you bring it out and you hover over where you want to touch it on your chest. I mean, usually just about above or below the nipple. That's where you want to bring it out. And as far as bringing the bar down, so I've heard some people say, a lot of people say straight up and down. Some people say you want to push the bar a little bit back toward the bench. I mean, sometimes that'll happen naturally. If you have a lot of weight on the bar, sometimes when you're benching, your body want to push it back a little bit toward the bar. But I think if you're thinking that in your head, it can kind of fuck you up a little bit. I think if you just think, go straight up and down, sometimes your body will just naturally do that, and that's fine, but you don't want to think, push it back toward the bench, because that can get you messed up sometimes, I think. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about the leg drives. A lot of people don't talk about this when they're talking about bench. A lot of people don't know. Your legs can account for probably 10-15% of the power whenever you're bench pressing. So let me show you how to do it correctly. Now some people want to get their feet flat. Some people keep their heel elevated a little bit off the ground. It kind of just depends on your mobility and how flexible your ankles are, and your quads and your hips. Now the more flexible you get, you'll kind of get a better feel for what position your body needs to be in. Everybody's a little bit different as far as their bone structure and how they're shaped. So a lot of it's just personal preference, to be honest, but everybody needs to be using leg drive. So the way I personally like to do it is with the elevated heel. Not a whole lot, just a little bit off the ground. But the way I do it that way because it helps me visualize it a little bit better. The way I visualize it is whenever I bring the bar down and I'm touching, I visualize my heel pressing down to the floor. Heel going down like that. What that does is it helps your legs push off the ground, get your quads engaged. It helps you. It's almost like you're pushing the bar with your legs a little bit. It's hard to visualize, but you can feel it if you do it correctly. And so let me show you what that looks like. I'll bring the bar down. Whenever I do that, I think in my head, push down with the heel, and that'll transfer the energy with your legs. It'll transfer it back this way, which is where the bar is, and help you press the weight. So I got my grip, narrow grip, squeeze the bar, pull it apart, got my shoulder blades pinched, tuck my traps in, got the upper back arch, got my heel off the ground, hover the bar over where I want to touch, bring it down, 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 and when I'm right here, I visualize my heel going down. And that almost automatically throws the bar off my chest. So right, boom, boom. Oh. So that's that's an underrated part of the bench that a lot of people that don't really know what they're doing, they don't ever think about it, and they don't get the benefits from it. So let me recap what I went over. So first, tuck your traps into the bench, upper back arch. Whenever you grip it, more narrow grip puts more stress on the elbow. Wide grip puts a little bit more stress on the shoulder. So, whatever risk you want to take, whatever feels comfortable, it's up to you. But keep your no floppy wrist, keep your wrist straight up and down, Squeeze the bar, pull it apart. That'll squeeze your shoulder blades together, keep you tight. Also, don't forget about your leg drive. Get your legs in the right position and visualize yourself pushing off the ground with your legs and transferring that weight backward toward the bar, pushing it up. So if you use all these things, keep it in mind, practice, I guarantee you it'll increase your bench press. Thanks.